Okay. Um, I spent a lot of time yesterday working on flowers again. Um, let's come over here. You can see here I've got most of this finished for the box here. Almost all finished on the inside. These little blue flowers, the ones that I wanted as like little forget-me-not-esque kind of flowers. Oh man, this is my third batch of them. I make about 50 at a time, so I'm using a lot of them. I also did some experiments with flowers where I took some that I had created and put paper on the back of them because there's some things I would like to do. And I did that with a couple of them. You can see here, it's just the regular painted paper. There's nothing. You can, let's see, you can kind of see the difference here. I did that with a couple of them, some experiments to see if I could make some things work. And then I went on and created, this was a success and not a success. I took painted paper, glued it together, folded it in half, and then gave it a coat of matte sealant. And it did work and it didn't work. I learned something about how much I should put on the paper and how much I shouldn't, because the thicker it is, the more I dislike it, the sealant. But some, like this one, I got closer to getting the correct amount, but not quite. And then, because I have a certain thing I want to do with some flowers, I also started kind of messing around with these. I think turned out okay. This is just the prototype for one. You can see I've got a wire here, and it's just regular kind of florist wire, but white. And I took some strips of the green painted paper and just wound it around. It's nice. It remains pretty pliable and it doesn't crack or anything, which I'm very pleased with. And then I started farting around with some other types of flower making to see what I could make. And these are the ones that I made and that I'm going to use. I have a very specific purpose in mind for them. And I think I'm also going to be using these as well, this prototype here. So I'll keep you tuned in for that one. I really needed to get away from flowers. I am like on Flower Island right here. I am so ready to be done with them. Then I turned my attention to these. I was thinking about them last night, and you can see this is just some bookboard that I have laminated together. It's 4 here and 5 here, and they're not perfect. They're so not perfect. I need to do a little bit more sanding on these because that one's like really super good. I'm going to cover these with brown paper, and I think you probably know why. One of the things, I'm going to have to use my light here. I need to have something that will help keep the doors open. And instead of trying to do anything, actually, I need to make that a little shorter. I may have it the wrong way. These will be going here, and I need to trim just a tiny bit off. You can kind of see they don't quite fit like right in there. These will help prop the doors open, and I'm just going to cover them with brown paper. I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish these up once I'm done here. I need to take about 1 millimeter, well, maybe a little less than 1 millimeter off each of them. Finally also got this in place. So this is ready to go in. Now, when you look at this space, you can see I still have a little space on one side and a little space on the other side. Let me see if I'm going to reach underneath here. I made some, if I can get all the way in. I just put them, because they didn't really need a whole lot of pressure. These are panels that are going to go in here on the sides. And I'm going to need to trim that down a little bit more. I'm going to attach some fabric too. On the sides, I may not add any quilt batting, but on the top and bottom, you can see here I have a good 6 millimeters, at least, maybe 7, to work with. Not so much on the sides. So I just want to do that so that I'm giving kind of a semi-padded area for this to go in, and especially knowing that I have decoration on top and on bottom and at the back as well, because if I push this all the way in here, I need to create another one here. I made these a while ago, but then realized they were far too thick, but I just kept them as pattern pieces. So I had some carton board that was kind of grayish. You can see this is the left side one. This had some, let me see if I can find any of the, it had like, it was from a doll box. It was from my Luna and Sunny. They're the gray one and the yellow one. So because this is like, it's like a plasticky kind of feel, I hit it with some sandpaper and roughed it up. But what happens when you do that is you're pulling up all kinds of dust and debris and things that they stain. I think you can see here, these are the colors that I ended up wiping off of them. They get microscopic and gross and they get everywhere. So I used like a damp little cloth and wiped them all up. And then just to make sure it was sealed, I put some brown paper on the one side, just to make sure I can't get through it. And now I can actually cover these. I want to get this done today. I want these covered and in place, glued in place by the end of the day. And then I've also got to work on the pull for this, which I need to add, which I think I know what I'm going to do, but I'm not sure. I know I have the pull, but I just need to like sit down and look at it, which is strange because this morning I told my husband I just walked in, sat down, and started making these, and I really didn't think about how I was making them. I honestly just came in and grabbed a piece of cardboard because I knew I hadn't put anything in. You know, one solution might be doing something magnetic back here, and it's like, I don't want to do that. And I was thinking about, as a teacher, how we would just have these door jamb things that would go in and hold our big heavy doors open. So I'm like, I'll just use one of those, or I'll just make one of those. And knowing that I know how to laminate stuff together, it's not that hard. I came up with this, which is easy. I made 4 of them thinking that I might need more. I'll probably just use those other 2 on another project for something. And I sunk them in about 2.5 millimeters, almost 3 millimeters. But like I said, I need to take a little bit more off this edge. I just came in and basically held this up, did a couple of quick measurements, and then cut them up, and they're here. It's not that hard. To which my husband said, "That's what you call efficacy." And I said, well, isn't that neat? I also got confirmation from the place that I'm showing that on the 30th, there's going to be a preview, and if people want to buy, they can. So I'm a little nervous about that. I really do not anticipate selling this piece. I don't think it's going to be something that people are going to really, really want. And I've also got to sit down and write something about this, which just absolutely... I'm not a very good writer. So I'm lucky I have my husband here. He can maybe help me out with that, because I'm just not looking forward to doing that. I feel like there needs to be another flower there. You can imagine, there's always more that I want to do. There's always more that I want to do. So I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to cover these, do some cuts and some shaving down, and then I'm just going to use, where'd it go? When I talk about when I'm prepping my bags, it basically means I cut apart the bags in a uniform way, and then I just roll them up and pull out one while I need it. I think I cut out 14 bags, 14 regular brown paper shopping bags. I made sure all the browns matched as well as they could. And I think I'm down to like the last 4 or 5. So I think it's the last 4. So I'm really glad I had a lot left over. And tell me what you think about the flowers. These guys are going to get a treatment similar to, where'd they go? Oh, they're in the box. I'm gonna attach a back onto these, and then they're going to get stems as well. I really like how these stems came out. I was afraid it was going to pull, the paper was going to pull and break, but because it's acrylic paint and I'm using, you know, PVA is polyvinyl acetate, it's a white glue, and it remains sticky and kind of bendy. So I didn't really have to spend anything on these, and I really like how these turned out. Envision these two, once I add these in, I'm just going to put a bead in the middle, so the wire will come through the bead and it'll hold on that way, if that makes any sense. And I was thinking about adding something to the other side, a pom-pom or something, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm in that stage where it's like, the plan gets hazier because all of this is kind of done. And now it's kind of like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Oh yeah, I need to do that. And I'm already creating a list of like, I need to address this, and this. I need to paint these little bits. I need to address this little thing. My walkthrough list that I need to do. So, and I still need to work on the chair. I have more paint that I want to do on the chair. Some more things I need to do. But yeah, that's where I am. So I'm going to end this video, and I'll talk to you next time, hopefully with more things done.